Hey guys, this is Coach Matt with Lifelong Recovery, and today I want to talk about fears of getting clean and sober. So, this is an extremely powerful deterrent for people who are considering getting clean and sober. Often, people will kind of vacillate between, like, should I get sober? Should I get clean? Should I not? A lot of times for years before they ever do because of this fear. And honestly, the biggest part of this is it's really just the fear of the unknown. Most people become abusive with substances from the age range of 18 to 25. So, what that means is people typically, if they do become addicted to substances or at least abusing substances, then it typically happens earlier in life. So, just to give an example, I became addicted when I was 15 years old and I got clean and sober when I was 27. So, 12 years of my life, my formative years of life were spent in active addiction. So, you can imagine how scary it was for me to consider, not having the very thing that I depended on a daily basis for more than a decade. What happens when we abuse substances is we start to develop an actual relationship with the substance. That may sound weird, but it's very true when you think about it. Typically, what this looks like is the people that are close to me, that care about me, that want the best for me, that may be noticing that I'm starting to develop a problem with a particular substance. They might say things to me about it. They might share their concerns for me. They might tell me that they're worried about me and they think that I need help and these kinds of things. Now, if I'm not aware yet that this is a major problem in my life, then how do you think I'm going to react to that? What typically happens is we push these people away. We push these people away that care about us, that are concerned for us, in order to allow the relationship with the substance to thrive. Because think about it, if I view substances, so for me, my drugs of choice were alcohol and THC, right? So if I view those substances as a major part of my life that provide me with a lot of things that I feel like I need, for instance, maybe they increase my ability to be social with people. Maybe they give me more confidence. Maybe I feel like I needed to relax. Maybe like I feel that I needed to have fun. So you can imagine if somebody's trying to take that away from me, especially at a young age, when we're more rebellious and things like that, maybe less mature, if someone's trying to take that away from me, I may view them actually as the enemy. So I may start to push them away and start to develop more relationships with the people who are using substances the same way that I am, because I feel safe in that environment. They're not trying to take my substance away from me. They're not judging me, this, that, and the other. So it really does become like a relationship. I might have a feeling of like, well, people just don't get it. They don't understand it. For instance, my first love was THC. So I just kind of thought, oh, everybody's got it wrong. The government is just, they're trying to make money, which might be true. I don't know. But basically, I felt like, the people like my parents, friends that may be concerned about me, they just didn't understand, right? They just didn't get it. Another feeling I might have during this process is that this substance is always there for me. When I have a stressful day, when I'm feeling depressed, when maybe I was in a relationship and I got broken up with, the list just goes on and on of the things that could happen that make us feel down in some way or another. And we feel like the substance is always there for us. It's never kind of let me down. And don't get me wrong, it may sound silly, but these are really kind of subconscious feelings and thoughts. Does that make sense? It's more of a unconscious feeling that it's always there for me. I can always rely on it. It's not something that I'm really kind of like logically thinking about. It's just kind of happening. And then the last thing that might go along with this kind of quote unquote relationship with the substance is this feeling that, well, I'm not hurting anybody else. And that kind of goes along with the people don't get it kind of thing. Like, why are people telling me to stop? Why are people telling me they're concerned about me? I'm not hurting anybody else. And, this kind of changes probably, and it's different for different people. If someone is in complete denial about the problem that's going on, if they don't see it as a problem at all, they may really feel this way. Someone who's more starting to maybe see that it might be a problem, they may not be in that, in that kind of denial as much, and they may recognize that they are hurting other people, but they still may not be able to stop. The problem is, a lot of times by the time we've gotten to that point of like recognizing, like, look, this is creating serious consequences in my life, this is affecting other people in my life, if we do get to that point, the problem is a lot of times that it might kind of feel like it's too late. Like the addiction, the dependence may be so strong that even if we feel that way at times, the addiction kind of pulls us back into believing that it's okay, that it's not a problem. Another thing that people, have a huge fear of with getting clean and sober is, how will I have fun? And this is especially true if, the younger you are, if you're in your 20s, 30s, this can especially be true. You may, not be able to imagine yourself going out to, a concert or a party or a wedding or all these things, like without, drinking, especially using alcohol, but other substances as well. And the thing is, like, no bullshit, guys, it's gonna be different. If you quit drinking and using, your life is going to change. It's gonna be mostly for the better. Everything, like, so many people, have this abundant fear of getting clean and sober, and then once they actually do it, they're kind of like, well, what was I afraid of? I remember thinking, I was so scared to change. I was afraid of who I would be without the drinking and using, but at the same time, I was fucking miserable. So it doesn't really make sense. But it is different. It is different. When we use chemicals, we have spikes of like euphoria. We're literally introducing these chemicals into our brains, and they give us spikes of dopamine. You have these spikes of euphoria. So, having fun in recovery is going to look different. One of the main things is you can still have fun without drinking or using, but it may take more planning and effort. I used to go around and say, oh, I always have a party in a bottle. When I was smoking weed all the time, it was like, as long as I had my bag of weed with me, I knew that was the fun. So the fun really centers around the substance. Now it's going to take more effort to plan things probably. You may have to go out and find other people that aren't drinking or using or drinking responsibly and hang out with them. So it's going to take some getting used to. A huge thing to do with this is joining other people that are in recovery in activities. This is a great way to make the brain kind of feel normal in this process, but just give it time. Your brain will start to get used to it, okay? But it's going to take time, so don't give up. Guys, please like and subscribe if this helped you. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon.